All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Kundalini Yoga with me, Nina. Thanks for making it today. I hope that you will have an interesting experience and possibly for some of you an introduction to Kundalini. So we're going to just start off seated on our mat. So as you can see here, we're actually going to do pretty much everything seated today. So if you want to get comfortable and to grab something soft to lay on, you can kind of lay out a blanket or a mat. Kundalini is really accessible in that we don't really need to move, or we can kind of focus a little bit more on getting comfortable. So feel free to grab whatever you need right now. And for those of you who were able to see my videos that I sent out, we'll start off practice with tuning in. So we'll utilize some mantras that we will chant a few times just to tune in. And this can really be whatever it means to you. It could be a spiritual meaning to you, or it can just simply be a way to kind of like let some energy out and really use it more of a sound therapy type of modality. So just find a comfortable seat whenever you get a chance. You can sit on the edge of a block or a blanket or a pillow if that feels good to you. And we'll close our eyes, or you can keep a soft gaze open, bring the palms together at the heart. Let's just take a moment to ground ourselves into the present. Noticing our breath. Noticing what we're sitting on, noticing the contact of our skin and the mat, or perhaps some sort of fabric. We're going to start by tuning in. We're going to chant, and I'll repeat these words to you. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Okay, so we're going to chant this. And really, this is a way just for us to tune into our higher consciousness as we start our Kundalini practice. Feel free to just listen the first time if you want to get a sense for how the tuning of this goes. All right, so we're going to start with Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Deep inhale in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. We'll do this 2 more times. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Deep inhale in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. One more time. Deep inhale in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And then resuming the normal breathing. That was a way for us to start to energize our body, also tuning into our wisdom and the wisdom around us as we start our practice. Take a moment to notice what sensations are coming up in the body, even just listening to those words. And next, we will follow by essentially repeating a protection chant called the Mangalacharan mantra. And this really allows for us, if we kind of imagine that our mat is our space around us, this allows for us to kind of create this energy of protection around us as we move through our practice. It's really extending out from us. So feel free to join along if you start to get a rhythm for it. We'll do this 5 times. But feel free to also just listen, as sound can be really powerful just to hear as well. Once again, you can keep the eyes open in a soft gaze or close the eyes, hands together at the heart. And we're going to start off by saying Ad Gure Name. Ad Gure Name. Jugat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Siddhi Gurudev Ve Name. So we'll do it 5 times. So maybe after the first few times, it might become more regular to chant in. All right, deep inhale in. At Gure Name. Jugat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Siddhi Gurudev Ve Name. And again. At Gure Name. Jugat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Siddhi Gurudev Ve Name. And again. At Gure Name. Jugat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Siddhi Gurudev Ve Name. At Gure Name. Jugat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Siddhi Gurudev Ve Name. Last time. At Gure Name. At Gure Name. Jugat Gure Name. Jugat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Siddhi Gurudev Ve Name. Siddhi Gurudev Ve Name. And just tune in, noticing if there are any additional sensations showing up in the body. Noticing the breath. And you can gently open the eyes and release the hands. So that's a way that we start off our Kundalini practice. And you never have to actually do any of the chanting if that doesn't call to you, but even listening to it can be really powerful. Kundalini really is all about moving the energy in our body. So a lot of the energy lies dormant at the base of our spine. You can see that I have the chakras actually to the side of me. So prana is the life force, and that essentially allows for us to have more vitality if it can freely move through our body, and especially through those energy centers that are the chakras. But oftentimes it can get really trapped. It can get trapped by many things, including trauma or like unresolved pain, difficult emotions, difficult hardships, and many things, toxins, environment, negativity. There's a lot that can affect. So Kundalini is a beautiful practice, and that you only really need to do it for even 30 minutes at a time, and it can really just help to awaken and bring up that dormant energy from the base of the spine up and actually out of us in the practice. So we'll now start to just gently open up that energetic, the energetic bodies in our body. So for this, I actually like to sit off of a block, but you are more than welcome to continue sitting on a block. We're just going to do a general kind of opening up of the prana before we go into specific movements for type 5 Enneagram types. So just sitting comfortably wherever you are, place your hands on your knees, and we're going to act like we're kind of swirling the upper body. So we're really just moving the upper body, and we're doing this because it essentially allows for us, imagine it like energy swirling in the body. We're really doing this to open up any dormant and stuck energy that has been there. So we're moving the upper body in circles. Let me get some music going for us, so keep going. Moving the upper body in circles. This is really great because it also helps to mobilize the spine. And especially with that energy at the base of our spine, this is really working to kind of move that energy up. So we're moving in circles. And then I want you to start to add breath. Inhale as you move forward. Exhale as you move back. Inhaling forward, exhaling. You don't need to do breath of fire here, just normal inhaling forward, exhaling back. Do this. I'll keep track of when we do our movements today too, so that we aren't doing them for too long. There's definitely a specific time limit that is recommended for each of these movements. All right, it's time to switch directions. So you're still inhaling forward, exhaling back. Just adding some mobility, some movement, opening. Getting all of that stuck energy just out. Working with the breath, inhaling forward, exhaling back. We call this Siri Om. This is a wonderful way to start a Kundalini practice, a gentle way. Right, just a little longer, almost there, and you can slowly start to soften the movements. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And make that circle smaller. Smaller. And even smaller as you come to center. Now I do want to also practice that at any point if you feel really lightheaded or really discontented or dizzy in any way, it's okay to stop doing what you're doing, to take a step back and to adjust the movement as needed for you. All right, one more warm-up practice before we go into specific kriyas or movements in Kundalini for the Enneagram. So come onto your hands and your knees. If you need to add something soft underneath your knees, that's okay. And you're gonna keep your gaze down. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. We're going to start to incorporate some movement into cat and cow. So you're gonna inhale as you bring the gaze up, bringing the belly towards the mat. You're gonna exhale as you round the spine into cat. Okay, so you're gonna inhale and exhale. Inhale, then exhale. And you can do this as quick as feels good to you. And you might even be able to hear your breath. That was me demonstrating kind of how it looks if you do it quicker, but feel free to go at your own pace. Inhaling, cow, exhaling into cat. And this is really an awesome way to also move that prana in the body. Kind of like a pranic pump in a way. You're really just getting that prana to move out and about. You're also working to help mobilize the spine, really activating our body here. Keep track, keeping that breath moving. Inhaling cow, exhaling cat. And if the neck feels any pain, it's okay just to keep the neck in one place. This can be really helpful for the endocrine system as well if you do use our neck. But I want you to be mindful of your body and how it's feeling right now. And it's okay to adjust as needed and modify as needed. Keeping that breath moving. There's no pace that you need to be at right now, just whatever works for you. And if you need to take a break at any point, that's perfectly okay. Kundalini Kriyas do happen for a few minutes, so a little bit longer than what you may be used to in a vinyasa practice. So it's totally okay to take a break if you need. All right, we can start to slow down. When you get to cow, inhale. Suspend that breath. Squeeze the pelvic floor muscles like you're trying to not pee right now. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale. And exhale. Let that air out as you come into cat. And gently come back into a child's pose, taking a moment of rest here, forehead to the mat. Noticing the breath, noticing what sensations are showing up for you in the body. Maybe even rolling the forehead if that feels good to you. And start to slowly make your way up onto your mat. All right, so time to get a little bit more into the Enneagram and how Kundalini can really help with the Enneagram. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Enneagram is a really wonderful tool for personal growth that has been around for a long, long, long time. There are 9 Enneagram types, 1 through 9, and they each sort of represent different qualities and characteristics and a different path towards growth, different path towards stress. So today we're talking about the Enneagram type 5, which can also be known as the Investigator. And type 5 is in the what we call the head triad or the fear triad. So there's the heart or shame triad, there's the anger or gut triad, and then there's the fear or head triad. And with type 5s, essentially the main motivation for a type 5 is to really ensure that they have the appropriate resources to deal with whatever it is that they would like to engage with in life, right? And the core fear of a type 5 is that they will not have these resources, that they're incapable or incompetent of having these resources. And so when it comes to kind of incorporating that with yoga or even just the body, this can really result in a very heightened nervous system, right? So a very sensitive and heightened nervous system. And our nervous system really is responsible for how we respond to things in life. So we have that fight or flight, or even fight, flight, or freeze, or fawn, actually, these days with psychology, this response that we can have to things that happen to us in life. So one of the body manifestations of type 5s is just having this increased sensitivity of a nervous system in response to kind of that core fear. And so the things that we can do with a yoga practice or in any sort of somatic practice is to really allow our nervous systems to kind of soothe and to kind of relax, also increasing our immune system as well, so that we feel like we're really prepared to like take on and engage in life. So you'll notice that I have this wonderful book. It's called Head Start for Happiness. It's all about Kundalini and the Enneagram. So I'll be referring to this throughout this practice to kind of help make sure that we're going to be doing these Kriyas right. And so our whole goal with Kundalini for type 5s is truly to recharge the nervous system and the immune system. So now we're going to start to utilize that breath of fire. If you watch the videos that I sent you, that breath of fire is when you have a forceful exhale, but a passive inhale. Okay, so it can sound like this. So if you look, my whole body is not moving with the breath, right? It's really just my core. So it really is quite the core exercise to do breath of fire, right? And my inhale and my exhales are the same length, okay, of time. So it's not that one is longer. They both are the same time. And in all honesty, snot will come out and lots of stuff will come out from the nose when you do this, and that's okay. Just let it be cleansing in that way. But I also want to emphasize that you don't have to make that breath quick here, that you can also make it slower. You could just go. You can do it as slow as is comfortable for you. And if you feel lightheaded or dizzy at any point, feel free to pause and resume it, or you can just simply breathe normally. If you do have cardiovascular disease, spinal diseases, you're pregnant, or there are any sort of respiratory diseases, then I recommend just doing normal breathing as we move through. Kundalini will still be powerful for you, even if you don't do the breath of fire. Okay. So the first movement that we're going to do today is called the Ego Eradicator. Now, this is a general move. It's not just used for Enneagram Type 5. It's in many Kriyas in Kundalini. But how this looks is that you're going to sit on your mat, and you're going to bring your arms out diagonally at about 60 degrees, and you're going to essentially have your thumbs out, and you're going to curl your fingers in. Okay, so your thumbs are out, and you're going to curl your fingers in. Okay, and your shoulders are going to be relaxed, and we're going to do this for about 3 minutes with breath of fire. So you're going to go. Okay, so 3 minutes can feel really long. Okay, so feel free to take a breath at any point, and this is going to be a really wonderful way to kind of soothe the nervous system, to really strengthen our immune system in the body and kind of move the energy really out throughout the body, especially from the head, kind of more into the heart and more into the other parts of the body. Okay, so let's go ahead and get positioned here. All right, so our arms are out, thumbs, fingers curled in. You're kind of like doing a thumbs up, but your fingers are really curled in. And go ahead, we'll do this for about 3 minutes. And the breath is in and out through the nose, by the way, but if you need to breathe normally and have it out through the mouth, that's okay. But continue doing this. We have about another 2 minutes, so you've got this. Continue doing this. Really awesome pranic pump with that breath of fire too. That core is going to strengthen, really, really activates that energy. If your arms need to come down, that's totally okay. It's more about the breath than it is about doing everything perfectly with this. If the arms need to come down, you just need to do breath of fire. That's totally okay. About another minute, you've got this. Got this. Keep going, you're almost there. All right, and on this last breath, inhale in, suspend the breath, squeeze the pelvic floor muscles, squeeze the core to the spine. Breathing here, keep that inhale suspended. Gaze into the third eye. And exhale, release the hands down. Bringing the hands to the knees. Just close the eyes, just noticing. And if you do feel a lot of sort of electricity type of feeling, or especially discharge at the hands and the feet, that's good. That means the energy is kind of leaving, is kind of being activated. Once again, you can always just do normal breathing if that feels better to you. You don't need to do breath of fire if that can feel like too much. Just doing that normal breathing. All right, so next we're going to do this rapid left arm motion. So I'll just kind of show you from the side how that looks. And you're also seated in a cross-legged position. So you're going to have your left arm out. Okay, you're gonna have your left arm out, kind of like 30 degrees. You're going to bring your hand, so your right hand, your left arm is out. Your right hand, the palm is facing the left side of your body. You're going to keep your index finger and your middle finger straight and attached to another, and you're going to bring the other fingers in. So I'm going to come closer so you can see. So my right hand is facing down, my other arm, my index finger, my middle finger are together, and I'm bringing this down and I'm wrapping my thumb around it. Okay, so it's kind of like bunny ears, but you're keeping that palm, right, facing the left side of your body. All right, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna continue breath of fire, but you're gonna sync that left arm with the breath of fire. So you're gonna bring it up and down, that left arm. Okay, so this really also like helps to kind of recharge the nervous system, and that left arm is really connected to that right part of our brain, right? So it's kind of activating that other part of our brain, which helps to balance that left hemisphere. Okay, so index finger middle, and keep going. We'll do this for about 3 minutes once again. And if your arms get tired, feel free to bring them down at any point. You can keep that breath of fire moving. Okay. See if you can keep your gaze on the third eye. Okay, so you can keep your eyes closed and bring that gaze to that third eye in between both hands. Keep going. About 2 more minutes. And it's okay if this all feels so weird if you haven't done Kundalini before. Just keep doing it. You can go at your own pace. You can always adjust as needed. You can always take a break, right? It's more about just that breath, right? And that intention behind the movement. So keep going. Almost there, just 1 more minute. Gazing at the third eye. Start to slow down. And hold the inhale in, suspend the breath. Inhale it in, squeeze in the pelvic floor muscles, squeeze that navel to the spine, holding that breath in. And exhaling as you let everything down, let the arms relax. Close the eyes. Just notice. Notice if there's anything that you feel in the body, any sensations, energy swirling about. And gently blink open the eyes. So the next practice is really going to be sort of a more heart-centered practice. So we're in the head triad with Enneagram 5. So really moving energy into the heart space will be really wonderful and balancing for this type. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to work with our hands pressed on our heart center. This is only going to be a minute total, and it's going to be 15 seconds at a time. We're going to do this about 3 times, 15 seconds. So what you're going to do is essentially, I'm just going to make sure that I'm doing this right. Okay, so you are going to bring your right palm in front of your heart. And then let me just make sure. So you're bringing your right palm facing the body. Okay, your right palm is facing the body. That left palm is coming around that right palm. Okay, so your right palm is facing the heart. That left palm is coming around, and you're grabbing both hands around each other. Okay, so my hands kind of look like this. Right hand, left hand grabbing, and they're kind of holding on to each other in front of the heart. So hold them at the heart. And what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze and pull them into each other. Okay, so you're going to add tension. Okay, we're going to do this for 15 seconds. So squeeze, pull the hands into each other. The whole body should be shaking right now. I know mine certainly is. 10 more seconds. Got to squeeze everything. And relax. Okay, so relax. You can relax the shoulders. All right, so we're just gonna do this 2 more times. So you can close your eyes moving forward and gaze at that third eye. All right, so we're really just trying to like squeeze everything and pull those hands together. Okay, so we're gonna pull those hands together. All right, so let's bring the elbows back out. This is in front of the heart. And squeeze, gaze at that third eye. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 9, 6, and release. All right, one last time. We're going to keep those hands pressed against each other, and we're going to squeeze them. We're going to tense our whole body as our elbows come out. So once again, bring that right hand. We're wrapping that left hand around that right in front of the heart. And pull the hands away from each other. Inhale and exhale. Breathe normally here as you pull, pull, pull. 15 seconds. Whole body should be shaking here. 10 more seconds. And relax. Beautiful. Let's actually do that one more time. And for this time, we're going to inhale as we suspend the breath in. So I'll let you know when you do that. Last time, squeeze them together, pull them apart. Squeeze, 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 tense everything up. 15 seconds. And then I'll have us suspend the breath on the inhale. And on your inhale, suspend that inhale, hold it in, squeeze the pelvic floor muscles, squeeze everything in, keep that inhale. And relax, let everything come apart. And you can go ahead and make your way onto your back on your mat. Getting comfortable on your mat. Taking a moment to rest. Noticing what is coming up in the body, arms up the side, legs out in front of you. Just noticing what this practice has opened up, noticing how you feel in this moment. I'm going to be playing a mantra that is really beautiful, and you can just listen to it. It's Wahe Guru. Feel free if you even want to kind of repeat Wahe Guru as you hear it. And really, this is sort of a beautiful mantra that allows for us to kind of remove any blocks. It really allows us to tune into this wisdom, the light in the darkness. And so feel free to just repeat the mantra Wahe Guru as you're on your back. Traditionally, we would have done this sitting up, and we would have turned our head left for Wahe, turned our head right for Guru. But on your back, you can simply just listen to And slowly start to bring movement into the body, wiggling the fingers, the toes, perhaps moving the arms up overhead, stretching, bringing the legs out in front of you. Rolling over onto either side into a fetal position, taking a moment to collect the breath here. And then when you're ready, making your way back up onto your mat in a comfortable seated position, bringing both palms together at the heart. Taking a deep inhale in through the nose, big exhale out through the mouth. Deep inhale in through the nose, big exhale out. Giving gratitude to ourselves for showing up to our yoga mat this evening, perhaps even trying something new, giving gratitude for that willingness to try something new. Giving gratitude to our mind, our body, our breath, our prana, our life force. And giving gratitude to all the teachers that come before us. Giving gratitude to all the loved ones in our lives and all of the teachers and loved ones that are to come. Thank you for joining me in this Kundalini class for Enneagram Type 5. May you always be able to find the path to your heart. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Let me know if you have any questions. You can always email me at theexpandinglotus.com. I hope that this was at least a little bit of an introduction to the practice. And if you want to know about any of the songs that I use, feel free to email me. I'm happy to send you the playlist for this as well. Otherwise, hope to see you again in future classes and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye.